The case that Ripple is currently in court with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is one of the most carefully watched in the world of cryptocurrencies right now. But there's something you might not know. If the CC has been quiet for a few weeks, it's not because they aren't able to or because they don't understand. The reason for this is that something big is going on behind closed doors that might end this whole thing sooner than we think. I looked through 47 court documents for hours, and what I found might surprise you. Ripple isn't just waiting for a decision. They're also in talks with this SEC. If everything goes as planned, this case could be over in days instead of months. In order to reach a compromise with the SEC, Ripple has been making a number of concessions. If one of these concessions is accepted, it could really change the rules of crypto law completely. Ripple has actually come up with a new set of rules for how business sales of XRP should work. These rules could become law and change how cryptocurrencies are handled in the US. The legal limbo that cryptocurrencies have been in for years could be cleared up if this system is put into place. But you might be curious about why this case is still open. It's been going on for years, and many people in the crypto world are fed up with the slow progress. That's why the CC has been quiet. People might think that the agency is taking its time because they aren't good at their job or don't know how to handle the rapidly growing crypto area. There is no doubt that the SEC is waiting for something big, though, as you can see from the papers and recent court motions. As they try to win a case, they are also negotiating rules that could affect how cryptocurrencies are regulated in the future. A compliance system that spells out how to sell XRP to institutional investors is one of Ripple's main ideas. The SEC has said in the past that XRP is a security. In response, Ripple has said that sales to big regulated financial institutions should not be subject to securities laws because they don't involve regular people. This suggested approach might be able to help XRP stay an important part of the financial system while also making it clear for institutions that want to use it for real-world tasks like sending money across borders. What this compromise means is very important. It would be good for more than just Ripple if the CC agreed to this approach. It would make things clearer legally for other cryptocurrencies that are currently in this same hazy regulatory seas. It could make it possible for cryptocurrency to be used in institutional settings everywhere. But if this framework is approved, it could set a precedent that says you don't have to worry about security if you're a regulated group buying crypto for business reasons. You're dealing with a good or a service. Imagine that the CC doesn't force all crypto projects to follow old security laws. Instead, they make a new category for digital assets that don't fall under traditional securities laws, but still have to follow strict regulatory control. It's possible that this will completely change the crypto industry, giving businesses the legal peace of mind they need to expand and come up with new ideas. In order to add to this, I talked to a former SEC lawyer who has been closely following the case. They say that the real reason the SEC hasn't made a decision yet is that they know this case will affect a lot more than just Ripple. A loss or settlement by the CC would set a new standard that could have ripple effects on the whole financial system. It's not just about XRP. It has to do with how the CC would handle thousands of other cryptocurrencies. This could lead to a whole new set of laws that take into account how digital assets work in today's economy and how they are different from other assets. This brings us to the so-called black swan scenario, an unexpected event that could completely change how crypto is regulated. It would really be very bad for all cryptocurrencies if the SEC agreed to accept XRP as a bridge currency instead of a security. Why is this important? Well, XRP was made to be a link between different fiat currencies and deals that happen across borders. It's not like Bitcoin or Ethereum, where you hold XRP to keep its value. It's about how XRP can be used to help banking institutions send money to each other quickly and cheaply. As long as the SEC publicly recognizes XRP as a bridge currency, Ripple could keep running its business. It could also make it easier for other altcoins to do the same thing. Stellar, Swift GPI, and really any other coin that focuses on cross-border payments could end up where XRP is now. legally accepted as a real asset that can be used by institutions. This could mean that cryptocurrencies, which were once seen as risky investments or securities, are now seen as useful tools for real-world economic use. This could make foreign transactions faster and cheaper. There is a risk, though. Something very different could happen if the SEC rejects Ripple's plan or sticks to its position that XRP is a property. If the judge rules against Ripple, it would shock the whole business. It's possible that other crypto projects will sue, and regulators will look more closely at all of them. The SEC could then push for tighter rules and guidelines, which would probably stop new ideas and make it even harder to regulate digital assets. Now, what does that mean? Things are really heating up in this case, and a very important date is coming up soon. Ripple has been pushing for a solution before the end of the year, and it looks like we'll get some kind of breakthrough or ruling soon. The next big deadline is coming up quickly, and if Ripple and the SEC agree, this whole thing might end with a settlement. There is still time to settle, though, because the case is almost over. Ripple has already shown that it is ready to talk things out and make changes that might help reach a deal. SEC, on the other hand, is in a tough spot. If they don't settle soon, the court might step in and the decision could affect a lot of people. One thing is clear. The due date is getting closer. This is a very important time in the history of crypto. The result of this case will have long-lasting effects on the whole industry. It will change how digital assets are regulated, how banks use them, and whether the US government accepts or rejects cryptocurrencies in the future. XRP will have the legal stability it needs to grow if Ripple wins or comes to an agreement. This could cause its price to skyrocket. Also, other coins that can be used in similar ways might not have to be closely watched by the SEC. If Ripple loses, on the other hand, it could set a standard for the whole industry. This would mean that cryptocurrencies would have to follow securities laws, which could slow their growth. Things could change at any time because we're in a very important spot. It's important to stay up to date on this story, so make sure you're subscribing to the channel. As soon as news comes out, I'll be live streaming, whether it's a decision, a settlement, or a big change in the law. Do not miss it. What do you think? Will Ripple win and change the crypto game? Or will the SEC force the industry to follow old rules? Leave your thoughts in the box below. If you liked this movie, please like, share, and subscribe to get more news about this important case. Let's keep an eye on this together and see what happens. The only reason this movie exists is to teach and inform. It's not advice about money. Before you decide to invest, please do your own study and talk to a financial advisor.